You can study in the morning, you can study at night. You can study outside by a campfire light. You can study with the rabbi.
Last night, history was made. For the first time ever, a Jew won a presidential primary. Now, sure, we've had Jews run before for president, but they haven't made it this far. Whether you agree or not with Bernie Sanders, whether you vote for him or not, is irrelevant to this conversation. Because this is a milestone in Jewish history. A Jew has finally won a primary by an overwhelming margin for President of the United States. What fascinates me about this moment in history, though, is not so much that he's the first Jew, but the kind of Jew that he is. Sanders was raised Jewish, but he doesn't talk a lot about it. In fact, at one of the last town hall, I think it was, they tried to draw something out of him about his spirituality, and he had what I felt was a sort of veiled answer. He didn't even mention, really, that he was Jewish. He talked about spirituality being all of us being together, working for common goals. And I actually think that Bernie Sanders is very representative of a lot of Jews today. Here's what he says. I believe that there is a connection between all living things, and that my belief in God requires me to do all that I can to follow the golden rule, to do unto others as I would have them do unto me. That's actually the reverse of the biblical version of that law, but it's okay. As a public servant, it requires me to do all that I can to ensure that every person lives with dignity and security. He isn't a religious guy. But then again, most Jews aren't. Most Jews, I think, define themselves in these terms. They're not that much into organized religion, as he said. But they feel a sense of spirituality. They feel a sense of connectedness and an obligation, an urgency for tikkun olam, for repairing the world, for doing what we can to make the world a better place. It's a fascinating time in America. Not only do we have a Democratic Socialist running, but he's a Jew and he won the first presidential primary in the history of the country as a Jew. And I think he's pretty representative of many Jews, not in their political beliefs, in their religious beliefs, pretty representative of many, many, many Jews in our world today. It will be fascinating to see if his Judaism becomes more prominent in his race and how that Judaism transforms over time. If he finds religion more palatable, more interesting, or if, like many other Jews, he remains connected, but a bit distantly.
We're talking Torah. Talking Torah.